overload our applications, at least our interfaces with functions.
I'm not talking about overloading. I'm talking about letting the user decide. He has the possibility to choose services, so they should be there somewhere, and he should have a means of integrating them with the library interface. But those services should not be on the screen from when he starts using that catalog, for example. He should not feel himself in the cockpit of an airplane when he starts using an interface.
But you named yesterday in the presentation, I think 287 services, and the user should choose.
No.
But perhaps we can open the discussion and perhaps you can give us some ideas on ongoing developments, ongoing relevant services to integrate our information, our data, our services into environments. What are the tools we are looking for, or the new services coming out from the Web 2.0 or 3.0 movement?
First of all, come to the services movement, shortly say, if you have too much, there are some studies to show, if you have too much to choose, users won't choose anything, but if you have just 4 or 5 things to choose, they will pick something, so that can happen very fast. Another point that's very important, where we should really care much about, and Beluga already deals with this topic, is and it's getting very big in the web, is user experience, as it's called, so that users will have the feeling that using the library catalog is fun. It's not work, it's fun to use this catalog. It's looking well, it's reading well, and I think normally to applicate this word fun to libraries is, it's not very common, especially for the academic libraries, not for the public libraries. It's more common to do that, but if you're going to academic libraries and say, oh, it must be fun to rework here, they say, no. The best discussion was about the OPAC 2.0, and we have, I had the librarian. Now, OPAC must, to do some research in the OPAC, that's hard work. And said, okay. And that must be, maybe the users will go somewhere else where it's more fun, but then we have this problem.
Well, I was just going to say, I think part of the issue that you're talking about is rooted in this idea that one of the main functions of an academic library is to teach. And granted, while that is important, I think what has happened in a lot of cases is our idea of teaching has sort of gotten out of control, in the sense that, we have bibliographic instruction sessions that tell every student that comes in about every obscure detail of how to use the catalog. And the reality is that they don't use it while they're in school, and they are certainly not going to use it when they get out of school. And so the issue becomes, how do we teach the skills that are relevant for most people, not for folks who are going to perhaps become librarians at some point in the future, and making that distinction.
Yes, that's also one Stephen, I think, in this talk that when we think about teaching, is text-based, maybe a presentation and then ending, and about new ways of teaching, like teaching in games, in the form of games. I think this is becoming a very big approach in the next years, using computer games to teach informationicity, to teach how to deal with information. I think there is a very big potential where libraries can really do a lot, and working with maybe also working together with the computer games industry. So we had already in German this year at the German Library Conference some discussion about that. And they were quite open to say, yes, we're interested, maybe not the big publishers, but there are also some independent computer game developers, and they would be really open to that, especially if there would be some funding, certainly. But I think that would be possible in the future. So.